Hey everybody, it's Quentin again, and we're gonna do something a little different this time. We are going to fly out of the West Coast from Felts Field in Spokane, Washington to Missoula International in Missoula, Montana. So let's do the pre-flight little walk around. This is a real world flight I've taken and had a real good time with. So I figured, uh, relive it. The only difference is that the particular airfield that I was at, they didn't have any low wings or pipers for rental, which pissed me off to no end because I have no love whatsoever for uh, Cessna planes. I just don't. Particularly the Skyhawk variety. I haven't tried any of the Cessna low wings, but uh, if you have any experience with both of them, let's go inside or continue this conversation inside. If you have any experience with both planes, you'll know that the the cabin. I mean, you can actually see it in the sim. The cabin of the Pipers are low and wide, kind of like an automobile cabin, and the cabins of the Cessnas are high and thin. And for someone of my heroic proportions, uh, that ain't gonna fly. Ain't gonna fly. So that and the entry ports, the cabin doors, they're not nearly this big. So I hit my head on the damn door frame getting in every single time, getting out as well. So no love to Cessna. So it's about 6 o'clock on the West Coast. Yeah. So Missoula is about 160 miles away, nautical miles. So it might be dark by the time we get there, or at least darkening. All right, let's see how fast we can get off the ground. Mags are on, mixture rich, fuel pump on, landing light on, anti-collision light on the off chance that it's dark by the time we get there. Setting the transponder to standby. All right, we're full of fuel. I'm not going to bother with the primer. Oops. Parking brake off, parking brake on. Fuel selected to the left. Yep, double checking. And we're ready to ignite this puppy. Clear prop! All right. Whoops. We're going to idle at 1500, which sucks. All right, let's set our radios. There is a there's a what are we gonna do? Coeur d'Alene. I think it's Coeur d'Alene to Mullen Pass to Mullen Pass and Missoula. Let's yeah, let's do that. Coeur d'Alene, Coeur du Bois. I don't know why I just said that. Foul. What is Coeur d'Alene? COE? Pretty sure it's COE. Coeur d'Alene is 108.8, I think. Let's do 108.8. Coeur d'Alene, COE, yep. So, Mullen Pass is 117.8. I don't think I can get it from here. Oh, I can. All right. That's bet. And after that, we can probably go to Missoula, which is 112.8. Boop. And we're definitely out of range of that. All right, cool. Mullen Pass it is. As with every flight, I have no love for air traffic control or clearances, so we're flying during the zombie apocalypse. Everybody else is dead. We're just going to fly right on out. And if you heard the gangster rap music just a moment ago, that'll let you know we are in Spokane, because there are so many wannabe gangsters up there. Guys named Hunter and Connor and Chip and whatever, and they're riding like they're hard, and I'm just kind of like, not really, fellas. You might want to throttle back a little bit. One of the names for Spokane is Spokompton. I'm like, you guys have never been dropped into a real ghetto. You just don't know. You just don't. So I giggle. All right. All right, so we're going to head what? Due east. Did I say west earlier? Sorry. Due east. I'm going to fly, I guess, runway 22 or 21 left, or whichever one it is. Simply because I want to turn over the rail yards. That's just something I've done every time I've flown in Spokane. So let's release the parking brake and get on up out of here. All right. Parking brake released. Throttle back. Taxiing too fast. Spokane, well, Feltzfield. Feltzfield's a neat little airport. It's got a neat little restaurant on the field called the Skyway, and oops, see, this is what I was talking about. Called the Skyway Cafe, and I ate there every time I went flying. Every time before I went flying. It was usually closed by the time I got back. So, but good food, good people. You know, I had a good time. uh, and uh, there's a I don't know if there's any scenery or custom scenery available for Felt's Field, but I wish there were, and I wish it was accurate because it has a neat little clock, a four-sided clock with kind of a Art Deco type of design detail to it, and it gives the field a whole lot of character. Um, each time I flew out of Felt's Field, I did so in a Cessna 172N, and let me tell you how much I had no love for for high wing planes, basically, particularly of the Skyhawk variety. Um, you know, I mean, you can see for yourself just in the sim that uh, the cabins, the cockpit cabins, are hella different. The Piper or low wing uh, uh, cabins tend to be kind of like an automotive cabin. They're low and they're wide. Um, whereas the uh, the high wing cabins tend to be high and thin, and high and thin does not work for me. Does not work for my heroic proportions. Um, in addition to that, uh, I I I found uh, trying to climb into the oh the okay. I thought the whole short line was over here. Apparently it isn't. I thought it looks like the approach path is clear. Um, I thought the climbing into the cabin was always awkward, and I bumped my head on the door frame every single time, getting in and getting out. It's not. I mean, this is large. This is spacious compared to the little window that you're supposed to fit your normal sized body through, and I clunked myself good every single time without fail. So no love to the no love to the high wing uh, uh, sort of planes. I can't rock with that, and I'm not going to. So yeah. Uh, 90. Like I said, no clearances. We're just flying. For the love of it, baby. Close, lock, latch. No suicides on my watch. All right. We out of here. It's quarter after. Come on, Haganaga. 22 right. All right, here we go. Throttle it up. Are you guys getting any sound? Oops. Oh my gosh, every time. Every time. Jeez Louise. This is your captain speaking. Sorry about that. So I said I wanted to see the rail yards. Whoa. Maybe I might want to pay attention as I'm tracking the runway. Well, yeah. All right. We're about 500 feet. So let's, well, these would be the rail yards in Spokane. And they're a bit more impressive in real life. So just take my word for it. Our guys, I seriously can't hear the sim. Hang on, let me just see where we are with sound. Not sure what happened there. Let's make sure everything is on the up and up. We don't want a repeat of, well, we don't want a repeat of what happened first time. All right. All right, so we're up in the air. I'm thinking about a cruise altitude of 9,500. I'm choosing 9,500 because, like I said, there's a portion of the flight that's going to take place over the Rocky Mountains, and there's a particular peak towards the end that rises up 7,500 feet. So it's going to be right in our path. I just want to make sure that we've got good clearance for it. As I mentioned before, I flew this hop once, and I did a fair bit of flying in Spokane, and I enjoyed it. I really did, because you take a boy out of the city, and I was born and raised in Philadelphia. My horizons consisted of gray buildings. I lived in Spokane for 4 years, and my horizons consisted of mountains. And I don't mean hills, I mean mountains. You know, it would be the height of August, and I could look to Mount Spokane, and it's got snow on top, and that's freaking me out. You know, I'm like, where the hell am I? What god did I offend to end up here? Um, uh, Tracking inbound on Mullen Pass, passing through 5,000 feet. So, um, I was always impressed with the scenery. You know, there was farms and stuff. You know, stuff that you know. I'm gonna call it alien. It was alien to me because I'm a city boy. Um, so I had a really good time in Spokane. Um, there there were a lot of hot air balloons in the summer. I can remember seeing this one yellow kind of mustard gold colored hot air balloon. Just most days in the summer, it would just they would just go up and just linger in one spot for the entire time. However, there was no wandering or whatever, and it I don't know. I found it uh, reassuring. Yeah, that's. I don't know why I'm saying reassuring. Reassuring of what? I found it relaxing. It was just all right. I might not be flying, but somebody is. Um, and if I didn't mention, yeah, uh, the FBO that I rented had primarily high wings, the Cessnas, and I am not flying a Cessna. Oh God, I still have the bruises. um, but, but, I will say one thing, and that is that let's look around at this terrain. Come on, let's be honest. If I lost my engine right now, uh, I'd have a fair bit of options so far as where to land, where I could put down. Um, with high wings, that's an inherent benefit. You can always see what's directly under you at any given time. Like, if I want to see what's under me, I need to do a clearing turn. I need to dip the wing, or well, not dip the wing because I'll be flying sideways, but I need to do S turns or something. And if if I'm in a forced landing situation, I might not have the altitude to perform an S turn. I might not have the time to do that, to see what's under me. Maybe like if I lost my engine right now, what if, right here, right around here, there was an ideal farm or field to put down in, but I missed it because I couldn't see what was I missed it because my wing was in the way, quite frankly. Um, so I can bitch all I want about hitting my head on a high wing. Um, I appreciated that benefit of being able to see what was under me. However, it worked against you when you were turning base to final. Like, hey, The runway's somewhere down here, you know, and you know, I, 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 I need to pay a little more attention than I would. Uh, I screwed that up. When I dip the wings, I'm not going to be able to see the runway. Like, you know, this if the wing was up here, I dip it and it just blocks everything. So, uh, you know, Cessna high wings. Apparently, Cessna has low wings now. Um, I don't know if they're worth a damn, but you know, good on them. I can't tell, you know, too many high wing jokes if they've got them, if they've got low wings now. 1,500 feet to go. Uh, what can we talk about? What can I talk about? Oh, um, I saw a neat little documentary on the Cirrus jet, uh, and I'm fascinated with it, or it looked fascinating. Um, One of my favorite planes is the SR-22, and they made mention in this documentary about how the Cirrus jet is kind of aimed at SR-22 pilots because all the instrumentation is exactly 99% the same. You know, you're not walking from one aircraft experience to another. You know, as far as uh, the controls, they're the same. They also mentioned that it's in many ways it's easier to fly um, than a piston jet um, because a lot of the engine monitoring is automatic, you know, on the flight computer. Um, you know, it's not a whole lot of checking uh, checking this pressure and that temperature and whatever. You know, it's all automated. Um, so the first thing I did when I got home was I loaded it up. You know, I loaded up the Cirrus jet that's featured in X-Plane's uh, hangar. It's stable, and I it didn't appeal to me. I'm a prima donna. I don't know what my problem is. I swear to God. It was I got in it and fired it up and it just I didn't like it. I don't know what my problem is. Um, when I was in the last video, I mentioned that um, I wasn't a fan of X-Plane early on because of uh, the cockpit graphics. They were kind of cartoony, kind of redundant across their stable of planes, and I got that. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I got that Whoa! I got that vibe. Um Looking at the cockpit graphics on the Cirrus jet, and I'm not sure how that happened, but it just didn't float my ducky. So, all right, we are at 9,500. So, throttle back to 2,400. Lean the mixture. right the plane. We're at altitude and we're on course. All right. If I'm not mistaken, this is Lake Newman. I'm pretty sure that's Lake Newman, because if that's Lake Newman, that's Lake Coeur d'Alene. Let me see how far away we are from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. COE? Is that it? That's COE. You know what? I think that could be Lake Coeur d'Alene. My geography of the area has not been the same since I left, apparently. So, point is, we're now in Idaho. That's the point. Spokane is like, I think 20 or 30 miles away from the state line between Washington State and Coeur d'Alene. Well, excuse me, in Idaho. So it doesn't take a whole lot of flying to get out of Washington airspace. I'm pretty. Lake Coeur d'Alene is bigger, so. That might be Lake Coeur d'Alene. All right, I'm going to look it up later because I feel I should know this, and I'm drawing a blank. So, there are pictures I took of the real world flight that I'm going to try and infuse into this video at a later date. Yeah. So, we're on our way to Montana. Normally yep, we're in Idaho. Friggin' Idaho. Been on the ground in Idaho a couple of times. It's an okay place. Doubt very seriously if I could live there, but it's all right. Now, there are several decent people I've met from Idaho. Lived in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, and Idaho's okay. There's a couple of knuckleheads. Let's not get it twisted. Idaho's the Florida of the Pacific Northwest. You know exactly what I mean. So don't feel like I'm shitting on everybody. But yeah. But we're not going to be in Idaho very long. This is the Idaho's very thin at the top, so we're gonna burn through this misbegotten state in pretty short order. I just got a text message. What can we talk about? Everybody appears to be having a really good time with X-Vision. I did not uh, load up this flight with the stock uh, stock uh, coloring and terrain and whatever. So I'm not terribly sure if there's a difference that I'm seeing, but um, I like what I see thus far. It pretty much mimics what I remember from my flight in the real world. Um, what else? Um, it's a neat little clear day in this. Well, actually, you know what? I'm flying with real world weather enabled. So apparently, it's a clear day on the west coast. I shouldn't even say the west coast because I'm nowhere near the coast. I'm like 300 miles away from the coast. Um, yeah, this is an ugly place to lose power. um, I don't remember being uh, too terribly concerned about it. Um, like I regarded it as a possibility, a hazard, uh, but other than that, I wasn't I wasn't concerned. Um, I figured I would know what to do. I would do my best to put my plane down in a fashion that didn't damage property or someone take someone's life. But yeah, pretty, pretty, pretty. Blue skies, everybody. When I was flying this route, I believe it was pretty bumpy. Like had a lot of convective action coming up off the mountains, and it was really kind of gnarly. Um, and I forgot who I was on the horn with as far as the controlling agency, but I had an opportunity to request something that I thought that I would never, as a private pilot, ever request, and that is a block altitude. Um, Instead of being cleared, to fly at a particular altitude, 9,500 in this case, um, because the turbulence up here was so gnarly. Uh, you can request a block altitude of like plus or minus like 500 feet, 1,000 feet, or whatever. If it's available, and that way you can just kind of you can ride the turbulence out without having to uh, uh, worry about maintaining a specific discrete altitude. And I just thought that was some commercial pilot action, but nope. I had a chance to pretend I was one of the big boys. um, we have a ground speed of about 115. Yeah, 115, 117. Okay, we are coming up on an airport. I wonder if we're already in Mullen Pass. Because I can't remember the call signs of the two airports. Okay, I believe that is Mullen Pass. So, yeah, that's Mullen Pass. So that means the airport should be right around here. Oh, there it is. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we are in Montana. That's, I think that's Mineral County. Mineral County. Shucks. I can't remember. The point is, it's, it's, I think it's right across from like a super Walmart or something. Let you know how small the town is. Um, but yeah, that's one of the two airports that we're gonna overfly. Just gonna goose the power just a little bit. Oh crap! We're established in cruise, so fuel pump off. Boop. 741. Really? 741? Huh. I didn't think we were flying that long. Shows what I know. So, yeah, this is really pretty country. Um, I I often simmed about flying in the other direction, flying to Seattle or Olympia or Bremerton. Um, those were my eastbound uh, uh, points of interest. I never did it in the real world. I never did it in real life. The idea of flying a Piper Warrior into Seattle airspace fills me with despair. I just have this idea that I would be uh, caught in somebody's wake turbulence and just destroyed before I even hit the ground. Landed, not hit the ground. Um, 25 miles to to the Mullen Pass VOR. Yep. On altitude, on track, on schedule. Well, I shouldn't say on schedule. There is no schedule. Let's see what's going on with. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Oil pressure's good, fuel pressure's good, oil temperature's good. Huh. I guess we have been flying for a while. We are actually burning through fuel this time. Um, on our last two hops, which, they weren't uh, they weren't very far. I think Northeast Philadelphia to Farmingdale Republic. I think that's about, what, 60, 70 nautical miles? And I don't remember climbing very high. And Philadelphia to Ocean City, I think that was just about 100 nautical miles. So we're flying basically 60% farther than that. And technically we're climbing higher. Spokane is, well, Feltzfield is roughly 2,000 feet above sea level. So I really only needed to climb 7,000 feet. So let's put a little yaw correction in, because this is getting on my nerves. I'm sure it's getting on your nerves too. There we go. Let's center the ball. This ball, for those of you who are wondering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I put in 7 clicks of correction. Let's see if that helps. Oh, might want to turn on the... Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. It says no mode C anyway. Nobody's watching me. I think I might have overcorrected. Let's take out 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. It feels good. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. It looks like it's creeping. It is most definitely creeping to the right. So let's take out one more. 1. All right, well, I've been messing around with this. Pretty sure I just overflew Mineral County, or whatever that airport it is. Oh, wait a second. Apparently... Did I? I don't see it. Maybe I didn't maybe I missed it. Maybe I did overfly it. Back there. I'm a knucklehead. Gonna put in, or take out one more. 1. $2,400. One dot off course, correcting. coming down to 9,500. Fine.
November 10 X-ray Papa Uniform Sierra 83 altimeter 3005.
Sierra 83 altimeter 3005. November 10 X-ray Papa Uniform.
Yawn.
November 01 X-ray Papa Y heading 350.
Heading 350. November 01 X-ray Papa.
November 02 X-ray Papa Y heading 150.
Heading 150. November 02 X-ray Papa.
Apparently there are other survivors of the zombie apocalypse and they're all flying. What a pain in the ass. 10 miles out from Mullen Pass. Let's see if we can pick up Missoula from here. Okay. Not cool. Mullen Pass. We has it. I'm pretty sure I could really just follow Mullen Pass until I pick up Missoula International's VOR. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't remember whether I'm almost positive I could pick up Missoula from here. Let's see what happens once I get to Mullen Pass. One dot off course. I suppose I shouldn't chase the needle this close. 7 miles in closing. I'm pretty much talking to myself right now, not just because I'm making a video log and explaining to you, the viewer, what I'm doing, and in some cases why I'm doing it. But I believe that in a lot of cases in real life I would do that. Once I soloed, I would verbalize what I was doing. Just because it, thinking it is one thing, but actually hearing it is another. And if you think something that's incorrect, you might not catch it. But if you say something that's incorrect, I think you'll catch it quicker. Because it just sounds off. Like, again, I think earlier I said that, I don't know. I just think it's part of my verification process. I will say what I'm doing. Almost like if I'm almost as if I'm reading from a script or a what's that thing called? A checklist. uh, yeah, I'm a pilot and I stumbled over the word checklist. I got problems. Yeah, the air's real clear up here right now. No, not a bump in the sky. Whoops. 3 miles away. Don't chase the needle. I had real good instructors for real world flying. Um, these people were the best, man. Um, Not all of them. There was one guy he's a knucklehead, but I don't talk about him. Let's check see if Missoula comes up. Yay, there's Missoula. All right, so we're 2 miles out from Mullen Pass, and not terribly off of Missoula's. Boop, there. Missoula's at 100. There we go. So my flight instructors. There's one guy in particular I want to acknowledge. His name's Zach. He was like very strict, but very thorough, but very fun. He kept it real. One thing I remember in particular that tickled me. Oh, check those out. Phone lines, electric power lines, and more cars. I love X-Plane. We were doing stall training, and wait a second, are those clouds? Those are clouds. All right, we're VFR on top, baby. We're doing stall training, and oh my God, I was in a Cherokee 140, about a step down from the Warrior. Yeah, because it's 140, 161, 181 Warrior. Oh, excuse me, Cherokee Warrior Archer, and the different. Wow, really? You know what? I can't complain. I set my weather to update every hour. So, okay, we've been flying for about an hour. Or the sim's been active for about an hour, I should say. All right, but yeah, we were doing stall training, and we were configured for slow flight, trying to induce. Well, we were configured for slow flight, and we're doing I think a power on stall, and the wings of the Piper Cherokee they're the Hershey bar wings. They're not tapered like the Warrior or the Archer, and let me tell you, the Cherokee is very forgiving when it comes to stalls. The word I want to use is resistant, because I had the flight yoke in my lap. I had it pulled up against my big fat gut. This plane is dangling in the sky at a 45-degree angle, and it's not stalling. Or let me rephrase that. I can't feel it. And it was just the weirdest thing. I mean, the stall horn's blaring. The stall horn is blaring, but the buffeting, I'm not getting it. The change in ambient noise as far as hearing the wind, I'm not getting it. And the plane's not like dropping either. Well, that was fun. The plane's it's just hanging there, stall horn blaring. And he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and he's like, "You don't feel that?" And I'm like, "No, man." So he's like, all right, let's get out of this. And so we reconfigured and tried it again, and I got nothing. So we moved on to pylon turns. But yeah, he's the best. He did a lot of charter flights for the school I went to, and he was I'm trying not to say air traffic controller. He was a flight attendant. He was a flight attendant as well. I mean, his dance card was full all the time. So I appreciated his time. I really did. And then he started flying jets, and I was just kind of like, I gotta graduate with this guy. So, what happened? As I was, I made it through solo. I made it through cross country. Pre-solo, cross country. Okay, there's 3 stages to getting your private pilot's license under Part 141 for FAA rules, and I made it through all 3 stages. So I'm preparing for my check ride. The check ride is when they send you up with a pilot called a designated examiner, and his job is to make sure that you don't die. You don't kill anyone. You don't damage property on the ground by, by being in a plane that you're not supposed to be in, by performing functions that are beyond your level of training. He's going to do what he can to fail you, he or she, and it's not out of malice. They're not being mean. They're not trying to generate revenue for the flight school or anything. No, they want to make sure that you are prepared to sit in the left seat. So I say all this to say that going up with a designated examiner on a check ride is not small potatoes. It's not to be taken lightly. And we're doing all sorts of flying, Zach and I, that is, to prepare me for my check ride. But I'm making idiot mistakes. I'm making Bush League mistakes with Zach. And this was the only time he ever lost patience with me. And that put the fear of God in me, because I don't know if I was super nervous or what, but I was just making mistakes that, we had conquered. And he ended a lesson because of it. And he was just kind of like, you know, have a nice time on your check ride. But it was, real, just, it was just, yeah, it was like, wow, you want a bowl of milk with that cattiness? Jesus. But I took it seriously. I was real messed up about it, and uh, whoops, let's go out 10 miles, 15, 20. Is that 950? 9 South 54, 9 Sierra 4. I think that's the other airport I was talking about. All right, so yeah, I went home that night and I hit the books and I hit the sim and I was doing whatever I could to uh, sharpen my edges because I didn't if you fail a check ride, you know the designated examiner is going to tell you what you blew, and you're just going to go back and review that with your instructor, and eventually you're going to go up again. But I didn't want to embarrass him. I didn't want to embarrass the school. I didn't want to embarrass myself. Zach had pointed out that he has never failed a student, insofar as he never put someone up front into a check ride that they weren't prepared for. And I didn't want to be the one to break the streak. So they were talking about sticking me with this one DE. His name's William, but he's a crazy old guy, so they call him Wild Bill. And I'm like, why would you ever put a nervous flight student in the cockpit with some crazy old man named Wild Bill? No good can come from that. But I didn't get Wild Bill. I got somebody else. But yeah, he put me through it, and I gotta say I was a little tense, a little nervous. Um, but you know, he was real cool about it. He pulled my engine. You just lost your engine. What are you gonna do? I went through the emergency checklist. You know, by rote. I didn't pull out a sheet of paper or nothing. And yeah, we went through a couple of things. We slow flight. We did the pylon turn. We did a litany of maneuvers, and I passed. I passed the first time, and I don't know if I was more relieved that I didn't fail the check ride than I was excited that I had just become a licensed pilot. It was just kind of like, he's like, all right, you did good. Let's bring it home. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I don't suck. uh, that was a great day. Maybe I'll throw the pictures up on that as well. Um, so, uh, um, I haven't flown in a while, And that's kind of heartbreaking. I mean, I haven't burned fuel, that is, in a while, because, like I said, I was living on the West Coast, and I had to come back home, back to the East Coast in a hurry. And, this was around 2008. Actually, you know what? Can you guys hang on for a hot second? Pilot's leaving the channel. Right back. All right, pilot's back with you. You figure it out. Okay. So, uh, so yeah, I was coming back home. It was 2008, and you might remember we had a real special time in 2008 when our economy collapsed. So I picked the worst time to come back home. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put it that way. I came back home in the middle of that, but uh, I was underemployed once I got back here. I just had a real hard time finding uh, a gainful gig to you know to work at. And in the process, uh, picked up, a few bills. Um, and everything went on my credit cards. So um, then, had some dental things, and my car started acting up. So the bills just started, piling up and piling up and piling up. And I wanted to fly. I wanted to go flying, but I couldn't go flying in good conscience because, well, those of you who actually burn fuel in the real world, flying ain't cheap, you know. And I couldn't go flying in good conscience knowing that I had other outstanding bills to pay. I couldn't blow two, three, $400 on a flight when, you know, I'm generating interest on credit card bills. So uh, I had to be the responsible adult and pay off my loans, pay off my credit cards. Jeez, which is that's technically a loan. Um, and then I got real heavy. I put on a fair amount of of mass, not even weight, just mass. You know, I had my own moons just circling me, and by the time that my bills were paid, I was particularly out of shape, and I was having fears about whether or not uh, I could pass my flight physical, or to renew my medical. So uh, I put off renewing my medical. Um, I've been working on uh, uh, reducing the weight, and over the last year, I've shaved off 100 and something pounds. So I'm pretty much lighter than I was when I got my license. So I'm looking into, you know, getting that medical renewed and doing the do, man. Is that the other airport? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the other airport. Can I see it from here? Right there. I want to go external, or I'll fly on course. There it is, right there, baby. I forgot the name of it. Who knows? Maybe that's Mineral County. Oh well. So, point being, we're on course. So eventually, I will be back inside the left seat. I just turned 50, and if I'd had my act together, I would have gone flying for my 50th birthday, but that it just didn't. It just didn't. Apparently, I don't have my act together. That's all you need to know. So, my financial obligations have been fully satisfied. My weight situation under control. I got a couple of bucks in my pocket, and I would love to dust off my headphones, my cheapy headphones. Oh, what is it? It's an S20. Oh, who makes those? They're like pale blue, and I can't remember the name of the manufacturer. Hang on. Oh man. Come on. Oh, jeez. Who makes those? Come on, who makes those? Who makes those? Oh, Sigtronics. That's it, Sigtronics. Gosh. People, at my age, memory is like the third thing to go. My Sigtronics. They're pretty reliable. I like them. But they're fairly simple. They're not like active noise canceling or anything. They get the job done. But I flirt with the idea of like, getting a pair of active noise canceling headphones. But again, in the interests of being a good financial steward, I don't fly enough to warrant that kind of financial outlay. Active noise canceling headphones, a little pricier than just the cups that go over your ears. So, but at the same time, look, you want to be able to hear what's being said on a channel. You don't want to be like the knucklehead on an already crowded, busy air traffic channel being like, can you repeat that? You know, my cheapy headphones just kind of garbled your message. I've got traffic where? You know. um, uh, yeah. What you can't put a price on safety. You can't put a price on. You just can't. So, um, I'll see, what's available and make that determination later. But I remember, I'm looking at the pilot magazine and I see the Lightspeed adverts and I'm like, I want a pair of Lightspeed headphones. Sorry, I screwed it up. Because they were sexy. And they had an active noise canceling model. I think they were bright yellow. I think it was a Lightspeed 15XL or something. Hang on. We appear to be about 30 miles from Missoula, Montana. So we're coming up on Stark Peak. That's the highest point of I think it's right in front of me. I think this is Stark Peak. It's the highest point along my route between Mullen Pass and Missoula. Let's just look around. It's hard to tell which is the highest peak, but I'm almost positive it's right in front of me. It's Stark Peak, and it's right in front of me. So once we clear these mountains, and the mountains are coming to an end right around here, we can descend into, I guess this is a valley. We can descend to a good altitude for touching down at Missoula. Let's see. Missoula is think. Missoula has 2 runways. Nope. No, you don't. Missoula has 2 runways. 12 and 30 and 8 and 26. I think the elevation's like 3,200 feet. Yeah, it's an alien airport to me. The Civil Air Patrol they have a wing there. And when I came there the last time, I had an encounter with them, and it was cool. So I had I don't know, I was maybe 5 miles out from the airport. Definitely at pattern altitude because I was about to be sequenced into the traffic pattern. So I'm really close to Missoula. I mean, I can see the airport, and I'm on the phone with the tower. Either the tower or air traffic control or arrival control. Pretty sure it was the tower. The point being, as I'm being sequenced for arrival, Civil Air Patrol. Oh, there's the airport. Boom, 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 boom. If you recognize that sound effect, you're old. Boom, 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 boom. There was a twin turboprop. I think it was a twin turbo. The point is, it was huge. It was one of their larger planes. So I think it was a cargo plane of some sort. But as I'm sequenced into the traffic pattern, this Civil Air Patrol plane gets on the channel, and they're coming up behind me, and they're close, and they intimate. Well, excuse me, I didn't intimate. They told the they made the controller aware of an urgent situation. They needed to get on the ground. They didn't have like a problem with their plane, or there wasn't like a medical emergency, but the situation was still urgent. I can't remember what it was. The point is, they're on the clock. They need to get on the ground. This knucklehead in a puddle jumper is in front of them. They didn't say that. They just made the controller aware of a situation where, they needed to, expedite a landing. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm in the Cessna 172 ahead of you. If you want, I can make a slow turn out of the downwind leg, and you guys can scoot right into my slot. And they were like, if you're willing to do that, that would be cool. And I'm like, you got it. Do you have eyes on me? And they're like, yeah, we see you. I'm like, all right, beginning my turn right now. Shallow turn to the right. And I began my turn, and they were like, we have eyes on you. Thanks a whole bunch. And, as I'm turning, I'm looking for them, and I see them. Like I said, it's a big plane. I can't miss them. And I made sure to keep what I thought was good separation between us. But what happened was, it's a good story when somebody elects to throw that phrase into the mix. Yeah, but what happened was this. They did indeed expedite a landing in front of me, and I scooped in behind them. But I'm thinking, as I'm watching them land, that they're really close. Or let me rephrase that. I'm really close. I'm really close to them. And we're coming out of cruise flight, and we're going to set up for descent. I'm really close to them. And they're a big plane, and there's every possibility that I could land in their wake turbulence. That's how close I was. Or that's how close I felt. And I'm just kind of like, I remember that lesson from flight training, that's a no-no. You don't want to land a small plane immediately behind a large plane. Their wingtip, the wingtips of the larger plane are generating vortices, and it's swirling the air and it's disturbing the air. And, you know, in their dirty landing configuration, they are just, the air behind them is just, you know, a mess. And the bigger the plane, the heavier the plane, the more violent the air is going to be. So you put a small plane in that environment, and it's going to get flipped over, and they'll never see it unless there's a lot of dust, you know, to indicate the ooh, the lights came on. Unless there's a lot of dust to indicate the air condition, the wind condition, there would be no indication. And, you know, you're low, you're slow, you're in a landing configuration, you get hit with these violent winds, it's going to flip your plane right over, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're going to die. It's that simple. So, the solution is actually very simple. You don't need to go around. You don't need to come back later. I did exactly what, you know, I was supposed to do. I suspected that was the case as far as winds are concerned. So I kept an eye on the landing Civil Air Patrol plane, and I saw where they touched down. I made a note of where their wheels touched the runway, and I locked in on that point. What you do is you come in high, and you're basically going to overfly the runway up to the point where the preceding plane touched down, and then you're going to land after that point. The air will be much gentler, and you know, the risk, the hazards of you being flipped over will be greatly reduced. So that's what I did. Made a point of where the wheels touched down. I came in high over the airport, and I touched down after that point. So, and these guys were cool. They didn't like eat up a whole lot of runway on their landing. You know what? I should really probably see what the active runway is, rather than just assume what it is. And I'm probably a little closer than I want to be. ATIS is 126.65 for Missoula. Whoops. Put some space between me and the airport. 126 dot. If I wasn't running my mouth, I'd have got the ATIS information 20 miles ago. Whoops. But no. I'm chatty.
Black Canyon Ranch weather. Wind 360 at 18.
Whoa.
Visibility more than 10.
Black Canyon
Sky
Ranch.
conditions 11,000 scattered, temperature 27, dew point 7. Altimeter 3002.
12665. Okay.
Black Canyon Ranch weather.
Huh.
Wind 360 at 18, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 11,000 scattered, temperature 27, dew point 7. Altimeter 3002. Black Canyon Ranch weather. Wind 360 at 18, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 11,000 scattered,
I'm
temperature
gonna
27, dew point 7.
investigate.
Altimeter 3002.
Oops. I'm gonna investigate later why that's not saying Missoula, because I'm almost positive that's their ATIS channel. I'm just going to come in at 4,500. And land at runway 32. Okay. I'm on a wide, good distance downwind. Or a good distance separation from the airport anyway. All right, fuel pump on, mixture rich. We only burned a quarter tank, huh? Or less than a quarter tank. All right. Gonna turn to my base leg. Airspeed's in the white arc. Gonna set up for first notch of flaps to come down. All right, there we go. First notch of flaps. Seems a little... I seem low. But seems low, but I'm pretty sure I'm high for where I am and my proximity to the airport. You know what? I don't know. Yeah, it seems... It says I'm high, but it feels like I'm low. Second notch of flaps. Trim it up. About 1,400 feet. I guess I am kind of high. All right. get a little closer, lose a little bit more altitude, and then I'll drop in the last notch of flaps. All right, 4 white lights. It says I'm high. Guess I'm high. Drifting to the left. Last notch of flaps. Stabilize. Yeah, I guess I am high. There's a crosswind going on there. One red, 2 red, on glide slope, 3 red, now I'm low. Too low, too low. Oh. That was an ugly landing. Ooh! And an ugly landing that just got worse. Oh, God. Thank God everybody's dead from the zombie apocalypse and nobody saw that. Well, all right. So, this is why the non-flying public grades landings as judging you as a pilot, because I just flew across the mountains. I just navigated my way from across 3 states. Not a problem. Heading was great. Altitude hold was on time. And my landing, yeah, kind of sloppy. So, I'll figure it out. So, yeah. Thanks for flying with me as I taxi across the grass because I'm a knucklehead. And we'll do it again. Hopefully next time hopefully the next time it won't be embarrassing. For me. It's embarrassing for me. It's probably funny for you. It's embarrassing for me. Yeah. Big tough guy can't land a plane properly. I'm just gonna park over by that that helicopter and hang out with some pilots and stuff. Let's see what kind of mischief I can get into. Hey, where you going? I need gas. Freak. Well, we're in big sky country, so that's good, and it's real pretty. So that's it. I'm out. As always, thanks for being here. If you guys have a route you want me to take, fly for you, I would be more than happy to do that. And see what your worlds are like. See the world through see your world through X-Plane's eyes. So I gotta pee. I will catch up with you guys a little later. I'm out. As soon as I get this door open. Get. You know what? That's good enough. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.